Did you know that Italy has produced an almost endless stream of some of the finest players to ever grace football? These guys have consistently been a powerhouse in the sport, despite strong competition from other footballing giants like Argentina and Spain. But Italy's dominance just didn't start from the days of Buffon, when they won the World Cup in 2006. In fact, no man embodies the term dominance better than the legendary Giorgio Chiellini. Some regard him as one of the most underrated center-backs, but Chiellini winning 9 consecutive Serie A titles is no small feat. Chiellini is known for his ability to play in either a 3- or 4-man defense, and this earned him several titles, including 5 Coppa Italia titles, 5 Supercoppa Italiana titles, and the UEFA Euro 2020. One of his standout moments was his headed goal in the 2012 Euro quarterfinal against Germany. But this next guy quickly developed into one of the finest defenders in football, Leonardo Bonucci. You see, Bonucci is one of the few players who's known for his ball-playing skills and tackling abilities. The center-back, who was born in Viterbo, Italy, began his career with Inter Milan in 2005. He went on to win 8 consecutive Serie A titles, 1 with Inter Milan and 7 with Juventus. His list of achievements also includes 5 Italian Super Cups, 1 Coppa Italia, and 1 European Cup, among others. Coming up at number 18 is the guy who fulfilled the destiny of his tragic father, Sandro Masula. Sandro's dad, Valentino Masula, was a brilliant all-round player for the great Torino side before he lost his life in the Superga disaster. Sandro Masula continued his family legacy with pride as he carried on amidst the rich history associated with his name. His contributions to Italy are unforgettable. He played a pivotal role in their victory at the 1968 European Championships. In the 1970 World Cup, Sandro was instrumental in guiding his team, aiming for another prestigious title, but their dreams were dashed by Pele's formidable Brazilian team. But this next player at number 17 did the unthinkable to become a superstar footballer, Marco Tardelli. Marco began his career at Pisa and later played for Como, Juventus, and Inter Milan. Tardelli was a maestro at midfield and showed his exceptional qualities when he played over 81 games for Italy, scoring 6 goals. His greatest moment came in the 1982 World Cup final. However, he is not just remembered for his goal. The midfield maestro was immortalized by the incredibly passionate celebration, his ecstatic reaction, running with his fist pumped in the air and shouting "Goal!" created an iconic moment that football fans would never forget. The fact that he defied his parents' wishes to study instead of pursuing football only adds to the epic nature of his success story. To think he defied his parents' wishes to study for football only makes his success story more epic. But this guy at number 16 obviously had other plans. Giani Rivera. In recent times, Francesco Totti and Del Piero may have been considered the golden boys of Italian football, but throughout the 1960s and early 70s, it was Giani Rivera who truly owned that title. Rivera represented Italy in 4 different World Cups, including an appearance in the final at 1970, and also helped them to victory at the 1968 European Championships. He played for AC Milan for 19 years, having signed with the club at just 16 years old for £200,000, a whopping sum at the time. To cap it all, he won the Ballon d'Or in 1969. But this next guy wasn't so lucky. Alessandro Nesta. There's a saying, when you need defenders, you turn to Italy. And you bet everybody turned to Nesta. This guy was a colossus of the modern game. As he stood solid at the heart of the Italian defense for a decade, he seemed to dispossess strikers with ease and had a natural calmness and reassurance in his play. When he finally had the chance to showcase his skills in the European Championships, Nesta lived up to the hype. Despite being a naturally gifted defender, he was unlucky as all of his World Cups ended prematurely due to injury. However, he did not close his international career without success, as he was part of the Italian squad that won the World Cup in 2006. Christian Vieri. Now, Vieri wasn't your regular central striker. This guy's ability to dominate in the box and his physical style of play made him one of the most memorable forwards of his generation. Throughout his career, he played for several top clubs, including Inter Milan and Juventus. On the international stage, he earned over 49 caps for Italy and scored over 23 goals. His standout moment was at the 2002 World Cup, where he scored 1 goal against Croatia. Although Italy would later be knocked out at the round of 16, Vieri's impact on the field remains a significant part of his legacy. Sylvio Piola. Sylvio Piola is just behind Luigi Reva and Giuseppe Meazza. on the all-time Italian goal-scoring list. Having scored 30 goals in just 34 caps, Piola was not only remembered for his sharp finishing, but also for the inventive ways in which he scored. For example, Piola is considered one of the first players to have scored or even attempted a bicycle kick at a professional level. His willingness to score at any cost enabled him to net 274 times in Serie A, a record that still stands today. Although his international career was interrupted by World War II, this guy was a hell of a talent. Next up is the left back you've never heard of, Giacinto Facchetti. While some would regard Ashley Cole, Dennis Irwin, or Roberto Carlos as some of the best left-backs of all time, only a few would remember the legacy of Facchetti, a man worthy of this achievement. Facchetti was a pioneering figure in Italian football and was well known for his defensive skills. He was a crucial part of the Nerazzurri side that dominated Italian football in the 60s. On the international stage, he earned 94 caps and captained the national team to victory in the 1968 European Championships. His influence extended beyond his playing days, as he later served as an influential Italian football administrator. Next up is the second most capped Italian footballer of all time, Fabio Cannavaro. Fabio Cannavaro is one of the best central back defenders in the history of football. He is also one of the only 3 defenders to ever win the prestigious Ballon d'Or award, the others being Franz Beckenbauer and Paolo Maldini. Cannavaro proved that being short doesn't stop anyone from being a great central defender, as long as you are strong, agile, quick, and intelligent enough to read the game. He earned over 136 caps for his country and only managed to score 2 goals. Not everyone has been as lucky as Cannavaro to win the Ballon d'Or despite scoring only 2 goals. Not even Alessandro Del Piero. As a child, Piero's mom wanted him to play goalkeeper to avoid running or getting hurt. But Piero had other plans. He turned out to be a striker, scoring over 27 goals in 91 appearances for Italy and 42 goals in 89 Champions League games throughout his career. In fact, he's 5th on the list of Italy's highest goal scorers of all time. So if that doesn't sound amazing, I really don't know what does. But here's the question: how does he compare to Italy's golden boy? I'm talking about Francesco Totti. Francesco Totti's type of loyalty is rare in today's game. He spent his entire career at Roma, where he and the team struggled for trophies against strong Serie A clubs like Juventus, Napoli, and AC Milan. His dedication earned him godlike status at Roma, and his performance in the blue shirts of Italy made him a beloved figure across the country. Ever wondered what it would take for you to become a beloved figure? All you gotta do is hit that like and subscribe button. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now before it's too late. Okay, so Totti has cemented his name in Serie A as one of the greats, and even after retirement, he remains ranked as the 6th highest scorer in Serie A with 250 goals and 316 goals across all European competitions. He won 5 titles at Roma, 1 Serie A title, 2 Coppa Italia titles, and 2 Supercoppa Italiana titles. On the European stage, Totti was exceptional. In 2000, he helped Italy reach the European Championship final, where they were defeated by France. However, Totti had the last laugh in the 2006 World Cup final, where Italy won against France in a penalty shootout. Now, I bet you didn't know about that time Dino Zoff was rejected by Juventus and Inter Milan as a 14-year-old for being too small. His father suggested on becoming a mechanic, but Dino pursued his dreams, and a few years later, UEFA recognized him as the best Italian player of the last 50 years. Another poll listed Zoff just behind Lev Yashin and Gordon Banks as the greatest goalkeeper of all time. Andrea Pirlo. When talking about the best midfielders ever, it's impossible not to mention Pirlo. He started as an attacking midfielder, but he became one of the world's top players when he switched to a deep-lying playmaker role. Pirlo had spells with Brescia, Regina, and Inter Milan, but he really shined at AC Milan, winning 2 Serie A titles, the Coppa Italia, and 2 Champions League titles. His success continued at Juventus, where he won 4 more league titles. Although Pirlo wasn't known for scoring many goals, the ones he did score were impressive. For Italy, he scored 13 goals in 116 appearances and won the World Cup in 2006. Franco Baresi. Rossoneri legend Paolo Maldini described the defender he played with in 3 words: he was special. With those words, he captured the greatness of a player who spent his whole career at AC Milan. For 20 years, from 1977 to 1997, this master of defense stayed true to the club. During his international career, which spanned 14 years from 1980 to 1994, he earned 81 caps and played a key role in some of Italy's greatest achievements, including the 1982 World Cup. Giani Rivera. Here's a guy whose life wasn't always easy. After losing his parents and sister at an early age, Reva was sent to a boarding school, from which he tried to escape thrice. This period of struggle played a part in his later success. He spent most of his career with Cagliari, leading them to their only Serie A title in 1970. Reva scored 205 goals in 374 appearances for the club. On the field, Reva was a constant threat to defenders. He played a crucial role in Italy's 1968 European Championship win and, 2 years later, scored the decisive goal against West Germany in the World Cup semifinals, sending his team to the final. Reva also made a significant impact internationally, earning 42 caps and scoring 35 goals for Italy. To this day, he remains the only player in Cagliari's history with a retired shirt number. But that's nothing compared to this multiple record breaker. You see, Gianluigi Buffon is not called a legend of clean sheets for nothing. After initially struggling to find the right sport, Buffon eventually settled on football and began training at a football school at the age of 6. When Buffon was sold to Juventus in 2001, his transfer fee set a world record for a goalkeeper at the time. But it was a worthwhile investment. He went on to win 10 Serie A titles and 5 Coppa Italia trophies. He currently holds the record for the longest streak without conceding a goal in Serie A history. He was the first goalkeeper to win the Serie A Footballer of the Year award and is known for his record 12 Serie A Goalkeeper of the Year titles. Buffon also became the most capped player in Italian national team history, with 176 appearances. Not one, not even Giuseppe Meazza, comes close. Growing up in Milan, Meazza played with pieces of cloth instead of proper shoes and was initially turned down by AC Milan for being underweight. However, Inter Milan gave him a chance, and it was a decision they never regretted. Meazza became the 4th highest scorer in Serie A history, despite last playing comparatively in 1947, and remains the 2nd highest goal scorer of all time for Italy, a record he still holds. But that leads us to a very important question. Why do Italians love Roberto Baggio more than any other player? Some say it's because of his style and charisma, while others point to his exceptional talent and skill. Famously known as the Divine Ponytail, Baggio was one of the most versatile playmakers and set-piece specialists. He won the Ballon d'Or in 1993 and was named FIFA World Player of the Year. The following year, Pele included him in the FIFA 100, a list of the world's greatest living players. At the 1994 World Cup, he led Italy to the final, where he scored 5 goals and earned the World Cup silver ball. He was also named to the World Cup All-Star team. On the international stage, he was so phenomenal that he scored 27 goals in 56 appearances. But hey, is it really surprising to consider Paolo Maldini as one of the greatest players? You see, Maldini is one of the few players who spend their entire career in one club. Maldini made his debut for the first team at just 16 years old on January 20, 1985. And quickly became a key player. He was crucial in Milan's success, including winning the Scudetto in 1987-88 and 4 consecutive Serie A titles between 1992 and 1996. He also contributed to victories in 1998-99 and 2003-4, along with winning the Coppa Italia in 2002-3. And this made a lot of sense, considering the fact that his father, Cesare, was also a Milan player and coach, and was very instrumental in shaping Paolo's career. So, earning 126 caps for his country and scoring 7 goals was just the icing on the cake. If you stayed until this part, you obviously agreed with our list. But of course, you may have other players you feel we might have missed. Be sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below.